rubbing on my boy Wade's Willie. Today, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite movies, so I think it's only right I match it with one of my favorite songs. Roll it. Ready Player One is about a world where people use a virtual reality game called the Oasis to escape their lives, and how a player named Parzival participates in a competition to win the Oasis. So the Oasis is pretty much our world today if we don't stop doing all this dumb shit. I love the concept of the Oasis where if you're good at the game you will grow, but all of it can be taken in a split second and you can lose years of work. It makes the game a lot more intense.
Get out of here.
Look at this dude, for example. He dies in the game and he's about to jump out the window acting like he just found out his wife of 4 kids cheated on him with his boss. Honestly, the Oasis is what the gaming community needs. Video games have not been hitting recently. And imagine a virtual reality game where you can play anything you want and be whoever you want with all your friends. I'm not gonna lie though, these people are addicted to the game like some people to coke. This lady's house is about to burn down and she's telling her son to leave her alone so she can get worked in the battlefield. This movie hooked me when we got to see the racing scene with all the little buttons and sound effects and production and destruction. It was beautiful. This movie also had some hilarious characters like H. He is that dude or she. Either way, a whole motherfucking killer. And when I saw their friend group had a ninja and a samurai, I knew they were valid. I could tell Mr. Nolan was also a cock when he held his arm out and had his little minions put on his suit like he was Mr. Important. He was a whole menace though. He took gamer rage to a whole new level. He blew up a whole tower of apartments trying to kill Wade and his family over a video game. That's a crazy get back. Then tried to tell the man it was not personal in a corporate decision. Like, shut your ass up. The Skull Guy IROC was one of my favorite characters. He says and does the funniest stuff.
Get out of here.
And Artemis, in my opinion, is one of the best female characters when it comes to shows or movies. Maybe it's just because I love my redheads, but I think the way she portrayed her character in the game and out the game was spot on. And her character was even rocking the short haircut, which not many people can do. So you gotta respect it. You could really feel the electricity between Artemis and Parzival. And they matched blue and red. My boy Wade was simping for her so bad, he forgot about his whole family getting murked. Didn't even think about it again, like it never happened. Bruh. That X1 whole feely, touchy, immerse in the game suit was super cool. But at the same time, do you really want to feel every punch and gunshot? Damn, that sounds like some kind of hood training simulator right there. Then again, it can be used for other things, as we saw at the dance club when Artemis was rubbing on my boy Wade's Willie. Parzival not only though sold his first kiss at the club with Artemis and told her his name, he dropped the love bomb on their first time really hanging out. Who does that? Also, that cube Parzival threw to go back in time 20 seconds, was it really 20 seconds or 20 minutes? Because they were chilling in that tunnel after he threw that thing like they had all the time in the world. I really loved the idea of the holiday journals and being able to dive into Mr. Holloway's mind. And I could tell that Parzival loved him too because he was a little nerd for it. Also, I don't really understand how for so many years nobody in the game knew how to beat the first key. That clip of Holiday saying the clue was so obvious.
Nah, I never knew that.
But after Parzival figured out the clue and got under the map like a modded BO2 lobby, he was feeling himself, and who could blame him? He turned into Himothy, and his speech at the end was beautiful. It had me wanting to get on the game and go to war myself. Although, if I hop in that game, I'm not gonna lie, I am swiper no swiping that last key. And the major fight scene with the war at the end did not disappoint. It was super intense with a bunch of different characters and guns and abilities abilities. Even Chucky was there catching bodies. I do want to say I do think Nolan's and Parzival's fight at the end could have been a lot better. I feel like Nolan could have shot Parzival instead of killing everybody in the whole entire game, or at least kept calling in more of his little Sixer troops. And even though Nolan is a little menace, he in the end could not end up capping Wade and emptying that clip. And even though this scene with Wade and Samantha kissing was a little cheesy, I'm glad my boy secured his little levitation kiss. I also thought it was cool that Mr. Og was the butler. In the end, I do think Wade was the perfect person to run the Oasis. Closing it for 2 days a week was a great idea so people can actually go outside and touch grass and have a life. Even though technically people are going to be hopping on the game now 5 days a week like they're clocking into a 9 to 5. In all seriousness though, I do feel like there's a lot of people who get lost in today's society and turns to things to distract them or even take them away from reality. All in all, I would give this movie a 9.5. And even though I just spoiled the whole entire movie, I would still recommend going on YouTube or Amazon Prime to watch Ready Player One. If you made it this far in the video, could you do me a favor and go to the comments and tell me what was Holiday really in this movie? Because at the end, he said he died, but he's also not an avatar and never really answered Wade's question of what he was. Also, side note, thank y'all so much for absolutely destroying the last video and showing it so much love. Also, make sure you go like and subscribe if you are new to the crew, because our next review will be on the movie Joker. Maybe. But make sure y'all are partying like every day is your birthday, and have a great rest of your day. Deuces.